Hey YouTube, I'm PG, I'm chillin', and this is my review of the new Rick Ross and Meek Mill collab album, Too Good to Be True. This feels like a long overdue collab album between the two main faces of MMG, Maybach Music Group, and we did receive a boastful banger of a single called Shaq and Kobe shortly before this album was released, so fans expected that mafioso, braggadocious talk, and perhaps some sort of nostalgia act of what they did in the early 2010s. Essentially, the production on here displays the two type of sounds that these rappers both do best on. We get that mean, aggressive trap sound like on songs In Love with the Money and Million Dollar Trap, which is more fitting for Meek Mill, as well as these soulful, grandiose beats like on the songs Iconic, Dead Last, and Fine Lines, which is right up Rosé's alley. And those are the tracks that I find myself enjoying the most on here, as well as the track Above the Law with Tiana Taylor and DJ Khaled, who actually isn't overly annoying on this one. Let's go golfing. But that song is carried by Tiana and the Shiznit sample from Snoop Dogg. Speaking of features, it's hers and the ones from Vori that are the strong highlights. And honestly, I would consider Shaq and Dame Lillard to have two of the best verses on this whole thing, while the other guest appearances don't really stand out. Now obviously there is chemistry between these two artists, but I don't find this album to be all that cohesive. So that original MMG aesthetic and nostalgia act that I was referring to earlier is mostly what we get on here. And at times it can sound outdated, considering a lot has changed within hip-hop culture and sound over the past several years. Also, Rick Ross is pushing 50 and Meek Mill is pushing 40 years old. So anything that remotely sounds like a trap strip club anthem just doesn't go over well with me. The album is okay, and perhaps I would feel more positively about it if it was released 5, maybe even 10 years ago. Although I will say it was a bit refreshing to hear an entire album of just straightforward bars and boss talk, and not some sort of mixed bag with melodic cuts to cater to other fans outside of MMG. Ugh. What did you think about the album? My favorite songs are Go to Hell, Dead Last, Above the Law, and the Shaq and Kobe remix. What are your thoughts on this album? As always, these are my thoughts. Stay blessed.